Hello there! Today is... Fuck me, what day is it today? The 3rd of September, and I'm coming at you live from the Philippines. My name is Connor Maguire, and I'm making a little video today on the advice of, actually, my first girlfriend. I was having a conversation with her last night, and she said, you know what, you'd probably be able to make a pretty good YouTube. A lot of people would like the cut of your jib. That's an Irish expression for how you come across, let's say. You got a little bit of finesse in the word territory. I like your vernacular. It's quite impressive. Anyway, for me, I feel like tangents. I just tend to go on tangents, and mostly what I do is I'll go on tangents when I'm talking to people, when I try and make a habit of picking up the phone 3 times a day and calling 3 different people. And we might talk about recovery, or we might talk about love, we might talk about money, or whatever the case is. It's a nice habit to have. Pick up the phone 3 times a day and just let it rip. I am living in a town called Bacolod. I just dropped my son off at a school around the corner. His school is called Terra Kids. The doctor said about 2 years ago that he might be on the autism spectrum. So they're not going to come straight out and say, that kid's autistic. No, he's on the autism spectrum. So that gives you a window there. He might be like 1, or he might be like 10, or maybe he's just a little bit autistic. He's fucking not. He's only a 4-year-old, so how can you even tell? Anyway, we put him into he's got delayed speech basically. But we put him into the Terra Kids and he's thriving, right? We're trying to wean him off the screen. He's been a devil for that. It's like heroin this year, 2024. Would you give your kids heroin? No. Then why are you giving them the bloody screen? It's the same thing, right? It's not the same thing. And when I drop him off at school, it's normally the mothers of the children, or the yayas of the children. The yaya is the childminder. Over here, it would be normal for, say, the middle class and, of course, the upper class to have what's known as a yaya. She's just a servant that works in the house and takes care of the kids. Our yaya is $200. So, if you were to say to anybody living over in America or England or Ireland, would you pay $200 to have your very own yaya? I don't think you'd have many people who'd be saying, no, that's not a good idea. So Annabelle's the yaya, and she would normally take him to school, and then I'd pick him up and we'd hang out for a little while because I'm not with his mother anymore. I started off talking about topics or tangents, right? Now, I'm getting better at this, but right there, I could have went off on a completely different tangent and shared for half an hour on the subject of narcissism and how to come out of a toxic relationship. Am I a narcissist, or are you a narcissist? Doesn't matter. One of us is a narcissist. Okay. Reverse. Beep, 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 beep. We're talking about yayas, and so my yaya normally takes him to school. Now, what happens to me when I go to that school is that I have to walk through, it's like a courtyard of yayas and mothers. Now, there might be 1 or 2 other fathers, but 90% it's the yayas and the mothers. And one of the things is that they don't ever say, hello, Connor, how are you? They will look down at my son and they'll wave at him and say, hello, Connor, how are you? But they don't say hello to me. Now, I come from a country where I'm not going to say the average person, but quite a lot of Irish people would say hello to the fire hydrant if they were walking down the street. Hello, how are you getting on? I'm fine, how are you? Grand job, how's the missus? She's fine. Yeah? Now you might walk down the street another little bit and go, that guy's an absolute bellend and he owes me €20. But the point is, we generally think it's quite important to say hello and goodbye. So these mothers and yayas, they look at my son, they never look at me. And there's not a lot of foreigners over here anyway. I do try and make an effort to go to some face-to-face meetings, but like I can count on my hand the amount of foreigners that I consider to be friendly with, and so I can go for days without contact with another foreigner. Frequently I do. But when I'm going to collect my son, as many parents do, and I'm walking through a courtyard where 90% of the people there, parents and yayas, they look at my son who's 4 and allegedly autistic, doesn't fucking talk anyway, and they say hello to him, and then I don't get a hello. Right? So my head internalizes it, processes it, turns it into a resentment, I catastrophize about it, and I would say, how can you put up with that? You need to move, you need to go. Part of the, I'm not comfortable in my own skin, I should be somewhere else, with someone else, doing something else. I've made a lot of wrong decisions in my life. Why am I in the Philippines in a courtyard full of women who won't even look me in the eye? What's going on? And I get better when I have to just go, do you know what? That's just a voice in my head. So anyway, that's 7 minutes of a rant. I'm going to go in here and get a bit of a coffee. I have to go back to that same courtyard now in about half an hour to collect my son. You know, I'm better at it. It's about 1.5 years now that I've been dropping or collecting my son and walking through that courtyard where people don't even say hello. And when I spoke about this to other people, they had said, it's just their culture. They're too afraid to look at you. They're too afraid to say hello. I don't know, does that make any sense? It's just a hello. Anyway.